Imagine living in a place where a shortage of men leaves many women without partners. Sounds surprising, right? Yet this is the reality in some of the poorest countries in the world. In today's video, we explore the stories of women facing the challenge of finding love in countries where men are few and far between. These are stories of resilience, courage, and the unexpected ways life unfolds when love is a rare commodity. So join Eagle Discovery as they explore the unique journeys of women in these 15 countries. 15. Latvia. Latvia is a country where single women make up a significant portion of the population, and they're known not only for their beauty but also for their height, being some of the tallest women in the world. Latvia is a small nation with fewer than 2 million people, and interestingly, about 54% of them are women. Despite once being the most industrialized of the Baltic states, Latvia's economy faced challenges after gaining independence from the Soviet Union, leading to many industries being privatized. However, the resilient spirit of the Latvians shines through as they've adapted and become one of the top nations in entrepreneurship, boasting some of the fastest internet speeds globally. Still, the reality is that women significantly outnumber men in Latvia. Even though more boys are born, the high male mortality rate and the fact that women dominate the education sector leave many Latvian women single for much of their lives. It's tough to find men who can truly understand and respect these incredible women. What are your thoughts on Latvia? Share with us in the comments. 14. Armenia. Armenia has the highest female-to-male ratio globally, with women making up 55% of the population. The beauty of Armenian women is legendary, even catching the attention of Mark Twain, who praised them in his book, *The Innocents Abroad*. Unfortunately, gender-selective practices still exist here, leading to more boys being born. However, high male mortality rates and many men leaving the country for work abroad often leave women to live alone. This issue is particularly pressing for women aged 15 to 29. Additionally, domestic violence is a common reason many Armenian women remain single, with a UNHCR report noting that over 8% of women have reported abuse, though the actual number might be even higher. Armenia's economy has also faced challenges due to its landlocked status and reliance on neighboring countries like Turkey, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Iran for trade. Despite these hardships, Armenia is known for its rich history of winemaking, with some of the finest wines from the world's oldest wineries still produced here. Did you know that Winston Churchill was a fan of Armenian brandy, specifically Ararat, ordering 400 bottles a year? If you've had the chance to taste Armenian brandy, let us know what you think in the comments. 13. Belarus. Belarus, nestled between Poland, Latvia, Ukraine, Russia, and Lithuania, is another landlocked nation on our list. Known as the lungs of Europe, due to its vast forests covering nearly 40% of the land, Belarus was once part of the Soviet Union, but gained its independence after the Cold War. The country, however, has struggled economically, especially following the 2008 recession, which hit its manufacturing sector hard. Belarusian women are often ranked among the top 20 most beautiful in the world, thanks to international beauty contests like Miss World and Miss Universe. But despite this, Belarus faces significant gender equality challenges. The longtime president, Alexander Lukashenko, has been in power for over 30 years and has made numerous sexist remarks, suggesting that women are not fit for leadership roles in government. This sparked protests in 2020 and 2021, with female activists facing threats of violence. With nearly 800,000 more women than men, many Belarusian women don't feel safe in their own country. What are your thoughts on the situation in Belarus? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. 12. Ukraine. Ukraine, the second largest country in Europe, spans nearly 250,000 square miles, double the size of Italy. Since gaining independence from the Soviet Union, Ukraine's economy has faced significant struggles. Though it started recovering in the early 21st century, the ongoing conflict with Russia has taken a severe toll. Once dubbed the breadbasket of Europe for its wheat production, Ukraine also exports sunflower seeds globally. However, the war has deeply disrupted the economy, with women bearing much of the hardship. Nearly 60% of women have been displaced, seeking safety elsewhere. The violence has also escalated, with tragic stories of soldiers targeting women. Even before the war, 75% of women had reported experiencing violence, and human trafficking remains a serious issue. Despite some negative stereotypes, Ukrainian women are resilient, striving for peace amid the chaos. What's your take on Ukrainian women? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 11. Moldova. Moldova is Europe's least visited country, rich in history shaped by Ottoman and Russian influences. Bordering Ukraine and Romania, Moldova's women are known for their loyalty and strong family values. Education is highly valued here, though economic freedom is limited. With 90 men for every 100 women, largely due to high male mortality and emigration, women often outpace men in education but earn less. Despite having a female president, patriarchal views still dominate, and women often struggle with low self-esteem. Moldova has also become a refuge for Ukrainians fleeing war, with the Czech Republic aiding in support efforts. What are your thoughts on Moldova? Let us know in the comments. 10. Montenegro. Montenegro, a stunning Balkan nation along the Adriatic Sea, boasts a rich cultural tapestry with influences from around the world. The people are warm and welcoming, and Montenegrin women are known for their striking looks and traditional values. Despite the country's beauty, life can be tough for women, with selective abortion still practiced and many opting to stay single rather than face difficult marriages. On a positive note, Montenegro is a popular spot for remote workers, offering easy digital nomad visas, low living costs, and reliable internet. However, despite its appeal, Montenegro's economy is weak, relying mainly on agriculture with limited job opportunities. Would you consider moving to Montenegro? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 9. Nepal. Nepal is truly one of the most breathtaking places on Earth, known for its majestic mountains, vibrant culture, and mouth-watering cuisine. Despite being a hotspot for tourists, Nepal remains a poor country, especially when compared to its massive neighbors, India and China. The country heavily relies on aid, with tourism being its primary industry. Imagine standing at the base of some of the world's highest peaks, like Mount Everest, Mount Kanchenjunga, and Mount Makalu, each towering over 8,000 meters. No wonder adventurers from all corners of the globe are drawn to Nepal. The majority of the population here practices Hinduism and Buddhism, and it's fascinating to know that Buddha Gautama was born in a little village called Lumbini. Every year, millions visit the Maya Devi temple, built on the very site of his birth. Nepali women, rooted in these religious traditions, are often conservative, but they are also incredible homemakers and fiercely loyal partners. However, many of them find themselves alone, as their husbands, brothers, and sons often leave the country to find work. Sadly, domestic violence is another challenge these women face, often linked to dowry disputes. Although dowries are a thing of the past in many places, here a woman's chance of marriage often depends on what she can bring to the table. What are your thoughts on Nepal? Share them with us in the comments. 8. Kazakhstan. The name Kazakh actually means wanderer, so it's no surprise that Kazakhstan is often called the land of wanderers. The people here are incredibly proud of their independent spirit, and it's reflected in how more than 120 different ethnic groups coexist in this vast country. The main ethnic groups include Kazakhs, Russians, Ukrainians, and Uzbeks. Kazakhstan is not only the largest landlocked country in the world, but it's also the 9th largest country overall. You wouldn't guess it at first glance. Unfortunately, economic stability is out of reach for many, with most people working on farms or raising livestock. The manufacturing sector doesn't offer much hope either, as it's largely dominated by Russian and Ukrainian workers. Kazakh women, with their unique blend of European and Asian features, are often seen as some of the most striking in the world. They hold on to strong traditional values, but are also fiercely independent, making them ideal life partners. However, many of these women remain single due to the financial burden of dowries. In Kazakhstan, it's customary for the bride to pay a dowry, and the groom must also offer a bride price, which many simply cannot afford. This situation has led to a rising number of single women. What do you think about Kazakhstan? Let us know in the comments. 7. El Salvador. El Salvador may be the smallest country in Central America, but it's bursting with life as the most densely populated. Most people here live in rural areas, and while the government does provide free education up to the 9th grade, many families can't even afford the basic supplies and transportation costs. The country's economy relies heavily on agriculture, exporting products like coffee, sugar, corn, rice, and shrimp. But despite these efforts, it's still not enough to support everyone, which is why nearly 3 million Salvadorans live and work in the United States. Most Salvadoran women have a mix of Indian and Spanish ancestry, giving them olive skin and dark hair, traits common in Central and South America. But what sets them apart is their fuller figures, passion, and adventurous spirit. Unfortunately, high levels of gang violence have forced many women into traditional roles, with some even being coerced into relationships with gang members, and in the worst cases, experiencing sexual violence. Despite these hardships, Salvadoran women are known for their loyalty and deep commitment to family values. They stand by their men, no matter what. What are your thoughts on El Salvador? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. 6. Kiribati. Kiribati, a stunning island nation in the heart of Micronesia, consists of 33 beautiful islands grouped into the Gilbert Islands, Phoenix Islands, and Line Islands. These islands, mostly atolls, are paradise for anyone who loves swimming, diving, and snorkeling. Despite its breathtaking beaches and vibrant lagoons, Kiribati is one of the least visited countries in the world. Its remote location limits opportunities for the locals, who mainly rely on fishing and coconut farming to trade with countries like Australia, Japan, and Thailand. Recently, licensing fees from foreign fishing fleets have become a crucial source of income. With a population just over 100,000, the people of Kiribati hold tight to their customs and traditions. Family is at the core of life here, and sports like canoe racing, volleyball, and soccer bring communities together. Women play a vital role in family and community life, but gender equality is still a distant concept. Only 3 women serve as MPs in the Kiribati Parliament, and on many islands, women's rights to own property are still not recognized. Kiribati's charm lies in its traditions and simplicity. Did you know about this remote paradise? Let us know in the comments. 5. Malawi. Known as the warm heart of Africa, Malawi is home to some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. However, nearly half of the population lives below the poverty line, with 70% of them being women. Most women in Malawi don't have stable jobs or businesses, yet they always greet you with a warm smile. These women are kind, open-minded, and incredibly generous, especially with family and friends. Unfortunately, their opportunities in education and employment are severely limited, and they are often confined to roles as housewives. 1 in 4 women in Malawi has faced some form of domestic violence or abuse. The country has also been hit hard by HIV/AIDS, with over 1 million people living with the disease as of 2017. Combined with an unstable political system, these challenges have created a tough environment for the people of Malawi. But despite it all, the spirit of the Malawian people remains unbroken. What are your thoughts on Malawi's situation? Share your opinions below. 4. Senegal. Situated at the westernmost point of Africa, Senegal has a rich history and vibrant culture. Today, it's a beacon of democracy in the region. But for centuries, European powers fought fiercely over its strategic location. During the colonial era, Senegal was highly prized as a hub for the slave trade, connecting the north and south of the continent. Even after gaining independence from France, Senegal carries the legacy of this dark period, where countless men were taken away, leaving women to hold down the fort. This trend continues, with many men leaving the country in search of work, leading to a gender imbalance. There are only 97 men for every 100 women in Senegal. The women here are reserved yet confident, proud of their culture and heritage. They face challenges like child marriage and female genital mutilation, but these struggles have only made them stronger, standing up for their rights. They seek partners who can understand and respect them, but the scarcity of such men in Senegal makes this difficult. Despite its progress, Senegal still relies heavily on agriculture, with peanuts being its main export during colonial times. Now, the country has diversified its cash crops, but the legacy of its past still lingers. Would you like to explore Senegal? Share your thoughts in the comments. 3. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, a country rich in history, is believed to have been a center of great power in ancient times. The impressive ruins of Great Zimbabwe are a testament to this, with their sophisticated construction hinting at an advanced civilization that once thrived here. Some even say it was the capital of the legendary Queen Sheba. Today, Zimbabwe still holds a certain allure, with stunning natural beauty found in places like the Muki forests in Harare and Wang National Park. These lush areas, teeming with diverse wildlife, offer visitors a glimpse of paradise on Earth. However, like many countries in Africa, Zimbabwe is facing significant economic challenges. The situation worsened during the COVID-19 pandemic, plunging much of the population into extreme poverty. Jobs were lost, businesses crumbled, and the nation struggled to recover from political instability, poor harvests, and natural disasters. In Zimbabwe, beauty standards differ from those in many other parts of the world, with a preference for women with fuller hips and pear-shaped bodies. Despite the challenges, Zimbabwean women are confident and deeply value family life and traditions. However, they often face societal pressure to marry young, as women over 25 who are educated may be seen as less desirable. These women frequently find themselves waiting for someone who will accept them or risk remaining single. What do you think about Zimbabwe? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 2. Namibia. Namibia is one of the most sparsely populated countries in the world, largely because of its harsh landscape and extreme climate. The Namib Desert, one of the oldest deserts on Earth, is estimated to be at least 55 million years old. Namibia's economy heavily depends on its mining industry, which produces some of the world's finest diamonds, along with gold, uranium, and other precious minerals. Despite these resources, much of the population lives in poverty, with a low standard of living and limited access to education and employment. This is particularly true in rural areas where illiteracy rates are high. Many indigenous tribes, such as the Himba, have managed to preserve their traditional way of life, completely untouched by modern influences. These communities continue to eat traditional foods, practice ancient religions, and the women still wear skirts that leave their upper bodies exposed. Namibian women are often regarded as some of the most beautiful in Africa, known for their loyalty, respectfulness, and protectiveness toward their partners. Although Namibia doesn't see many visitors, its women are friendly and welcoming. However, many of them have trust issues when it comes to relationships, having witnessed abusive marriages in the past. With 52% of the population being women, they have few options within the country and are more likely to seek husbands from abroad. What do you think about Namibia? Let us know in the comments. 1. Lesotho. Lesotho, also known as the Kingdom in the Sky, is a unique country located entirely within South Africa, making it one of the few countries in the world to be completely surrounded by another country. Although politically separate, Lesotho is heavily dependent on South Africa economically due to its lack of natural resources, with the exception of its abundant water resources. Many Lesotho people often seek employment in South Africa for better opportunities. It is notable that Lesotho not only outnumbers men, but also has a higher level of education. They are key members of society, especially in rural areas where they do most of the work. However, the problem of crime against women is serious, and it is worrying that a large portion of the population believes that it is acceptable for men to beat women. The educational gap between men and women, along with social issues, has led many young women to choose to stay single. They have witnessed many unhappy marriages around them and prefer to live independently rather than marry the wrong person. That's all we want to share today. Don't forget to subscribe to the Eagle Discovery channel so you don't miss out on other interesting content. See you in the next video.